Hey, so it's PAX West! I went and I'm hyped about it, and I'm sad that it's over, but since we're all making videos about it, I wanted to as well. This whole trip was surreal. Be warned, though, I am just gonna talk about everything and not just about PAX, because I love my whole trip. Not just that, I got to meet so many cool people. But this will be a shorter video with less editing than normal, so just be aware. I am literally scripting this on my plane back home. To get into the Glamrock Dusky experience, beginning my trip, I have never flown solo before. So naturally, the best introduction is flying across the country, right? I brought my furret plush for comfort when flying the first time around. I think it helped. On getting into Seattle, the challenge was finding my bag and then finding Tim. We milled around back and forth before eventually running into each other, but when we finally did meet, we were picked up by Quinn and his friend Jake, who you guys won't know, but you'll see him in some pictures. At the Bellevue Square, we got a few souvenirs and some figurines. I got an MLP blind box that contained Mint Soda Fluttershy, who is still being held hostage in Seattle because I forgot to get her back from Quinn. Whoops. We went to the hotel after, rested a bit, then went to the Crab Pot, a local seafood place. I got held hostage by Dags and went on an adventure. We found an abandoned microwave and a lot of ants. I dared him to go look at the microwave, and he's looking at the microwave. I really shouldn't have dared him to look at the microwave. It's supposed to be a good influence.
Put in there.
It's not plugged into anything.
We can leave a surprise.
I'm
taking this tray truck.
Okay, you can't fit that in there.
You want to
Maybe.
test me?
Okay. Popcorn. That's probably what it is, right?
Of course. The cup with all the screws in it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a good shot of those.
Every place needs one. Oh, those are big ants.
Oh my god, I didn't see those.
They're huge.
What the hell?
I think they own the screws. I don't think they're happy with us tampering with the screws. Here you go, buddies.
After that, we set up and streamed our Truth or Dare, scheduled by Quinn. It was fun, even if I accidentally woke my mom up at 1 a.m. during it because I forgot about time zones and being 3 hours behind her. Are you okay? Did I wake you up? Oh, I'm sorry. If you were to dare me to do something, what would it be? Saturday was PAX Day 1 for us. We got up early-ish, muddled around confused about our bus to catch, but after squeezing on a bus filled with fellow PAX-goers, we got there. Seeing FNAF from outside was surreal. Even without getting in it, it was enough to fuel your hyperfixation hard. Life-size figures in a room that makes you feel like you're really at Freddy's. Never mind the replica pizzeria over to the side of it. I took pictures of everything, but I wasn't able to get into the booth this day. Lines capped extremely quickly, and parties were not frequent, so it was difficult to actually get into the booth and have an opportunity to get anything exclusive, which was sad. I really think they should do like scheduled entry with registration ahead of time so that people don't just fly out for FNAF and end up not even getting in. It just seems like they never have enough for the turnout they get, you know? In the pizzeria, they were showing the demo for Secret of the Mimic. I unfortunately didn't get to play it, nor did any of my group, mostly because of the quick line capping and the fact that even though it uncapped far more often than the main booth, the wait was super long because you had to wait for the current player to finish before the line would move. We ultimately decided it wasn't worth spending a ton of time on when it's not like the game itself is exclusive to PAX. Instead of milling around with FNAF, we went to check out more merch stands, designating today as Merch Day. First, I ended up separated due to my height and it being super crowded, so I went to Sanshi because why not? There I got my hands on a Bonnie, Golden Freddy, and Glam Freddy plush, as well as his amazing side-eye. Then I found Quinn and Co. again, and we went to the secondary hall where the smaller booths were. After that, we headed over to a booth selling official Valve merch. I freaked out on seeing their life-size Wheatley plushies, and I got one and I love him very much. He's one of my favorite characters from anything ever. I was not alone in liking him, so we ended up with 3 or 4 Wheatleys in the hotel room, which was funny. Although he's the entire reason my suitcase was at capacity and I had to carry all of their plushies in a second carry-on flying home. Then I went to Fangamer and got 2 stray cat plushies, one for my sister alongside a queen face mask. After that, it was a Mogus time. We hit up Inner Sloth and got some Mogus. I got a little sitting plushie in orange, and I would have gotten a long Mogus if I thought it would fit in my stuff. Thankfully, they informed me they sell those online. They also had statues of crewmates and an ID scanning game where if you got it to scan correctly, you'd win a prize. What's cool is that you get a little cardboard replica ID with each purchase at the booth, and they're all different. I have two, mostly because I found one on the floor. After Mogus, we were pretty tired and headed out, but not before running smack into Dawko in the middle of the hall. He was swarmed already and we weren't able to right away, but we did manage to get pictures with him and FNAF. Funnily enough, my phone said he blinked in my picture and we had to double check. Nah, he just smiles like that, but he was extremely nice. That wasn't all for Saturday though. Along with a fair few other FNAF adjacent YouTubers, I was invited to come to Chuck E. Cheese for a PAX after party. We didn't rent out the place or anything though, we just got some pizzas and hung out. There, I got to meet a bunch of people in the sphere and they were all super nice. I am happy to call you my friends, I hope. Though I didn't get to fully chat with everybody, some people like Andy Matronic had to leave early and some weren't able to come from PAX like Johnny Blocks. Regardless, there I got to meet people such as GG Games, Attic Partiers, ID's Fantasy, Puggo obviously, I Am Reese, Shy Crow, the TNT Muffin, Travis Plush Productions, Gavin, the Hottest Dog, and _PNG. Traveling with me were Dags and Tim as well. Quinn was too tired to come. I probably forgot somebody in the mix and I'm so sorry if I did. I also got to see and hold the prototype Hex Funtime Foxy plushie Puggo won and then help mess it up while he wasn't looking, despite the fact that earlier he gifted me a Funtime Foxy plush. What a betrayal. While there, I got to finally see the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics for the first time ever. I didn't think I'd ever get to since they were removed from most locations before I ever got to see the full band. The one near me only ever had the singular Chucky studio. I was silently freaking out and admittedly I just ran over to photograph them before I even said hi to anyone else. They never performed, but still, holy crap. Although I heard rumor that they'll be removed before next PAX. Please don't! Anyway, besides them, we mainly played around with the arcade and networked. There was a lot of back and forth subscribing and holding our phones up with our channels pulled up. I rode in this extremely tiny car and got a very awkward picture, and when I got out I had a horrible pain in my left thigh and had to sit for a bit. No idea what happened. We also found a cabinet for Funny Hamster, which, if you're unaware, is a very rare arcade cabinet that's been removed from most Chuck E. Cheese's for a while now. I would not have noticed it had Tomato not told me about its rarity weeks prior. I remembered they'd wanted to research it, so I asked them if they still needed footage or pictures, and they freaked out and asked for all angles and footage. I didn't have a card to play, so that culminated in me grabbing Tracy to come play like 5 whole minutes of Hamster while I recorded over her shoulder. She was gonna quit earlier, but then we just kinda wanted to beat it because it was being annoying. It's basically just Fruit Punch Clown, but with hamsters and a time limit. After that, I discreetly moved it around to get pictures of the tech specs for it, and then went over to the group again, where later we had a bunch of photo shoots near the animatronics, and probably did things we were not supposed to be doing, such as threatening the rat.
Look at me, coward.
We ended off the night with a mini skee ball competition where the winning score was about 27,000. I got 14,000, which was one of the better scores I was told, so I'm okay with that. I wanted to go up and hug Jasper, who's my favorite, but I couldn't because we had to leave. I settled for the plushie I bought of him from the prize counter. We decided to get up a lot earlier to make PAX on Sunday because the FNAF booth was probably a no-go again if we didn't. We were trying to get the first 50 attendee gift bags, but that did not happen because we took too long to leave, and somebody lost their shoes. I'm learning FNAF tubers can be very disorganized. Getting to PAX, we just had to sit on the floor outside the doors for 2 hours waiting for them to open. Thankfully, it wasn't the worst, though I forgot to bring my battery pack, so it was a bit boring because I couldn't use my phone. They had some employees walking around giving out pins for entertainment, like one guy who would give you one if you liked your dad joke. A Tomb Raider cosplayer also came out later and posed for the crowd on a standee. Eventually, we finally got in and made a beeline for the FNAF booth. I got trampled again due to my height, and we all ended up missing the first 50 attendees. Eventually, after waiting out the first party, I was on my way in with the line when the red gate got closed right as I was about to enter. Everyone else with me was in, so I was pretty miffed. The guy in front of the gate asked me if I was with a group, and I said, yeah, this guy's in there, and I managed to get Quinn's attention, who tried to vouch for me but was not succeeding until I guess the employee felt pity when Quinn said he would start bringing me things from inside of the booth. Then they let me in. I guess they didn't want me making paper pals in line. That's good, because if I got left there, I was gonna start teaching the kid behind me swear words, and then probably cry later. Or right then, I kinda wanted to. After all, they weren't gonna do another party until 3 p.m. for whatever reason, and it was 10 a.m. Anyway, I got in and we all went over to the paper pals after getting some pics of the booth inside, like of posters and of Baby and stuff. During the party, they held games like hula hooping, ball catching, and limbo with a guy dressed as Balloon Boy acting as referee. If you won a game, you got a prize ticket for the prize counter where they had stuff like U2's merch. You couldn't just buy it, unfortunately, so I didn't get any. I just made a paper pal of myself, and that took up most of the time I had in the booth, but I'm not sad about that since the stickers we used for them are exclusive and therefore cool. I put one on my phone and one on my mask as a joke, although doing that got me sick off sticker fumes, so maybe that was a bad idea. I took 3 sheets for souvenirs. If you didn't finish your pal, you could take the paper materials with you, but it was hard to do it without the hole punchers and markers they had. They also had exclusive pins on the table and I grabbed a Glam Bonnie one. There were others, but I didn't realize there were different ones in every bucket. It's okay, it's okay. After party 2, we had to go and we went to get lunch. Then I got separated when using the bathroom and milled around since I stupidly left my phone with Gwen. At Sanshi, I got Monty, since they'd sold out of Roxy and Chica, much to my chagrin. I figured out his glasses were legit, and so I chewed the stitches off with my teeth while Quinn watched in horror. I wore them as a trophy. That's for Bonnie, bitch. While passing by the FNAF booth on the way out, we saw a familiar raccoon. It's Rambly and Unique Geese. We got pictures with the 2 of them, although Geese caught me again after, as he hadn't recognized me before my tweet. Oops, maybe I should introduce myself as Glamrock Dusky and not just Dusky. But I'm glad he caught me before I left. After all that, we headed back to the hotel out of exhaustion. Then later we had dinner at a sushi restaurant, and I found out I don't like sushi. Glam Freddy does though. Then we finally tucked in for the day, and Tim had to head out late to make their flight at 3 a.m. However, my flight was at midnight Monday evening, so me and Dax had a situation where we didn't quite know what to do with our Monday. We didn't have passes for PAX that day, so instead we went to Quinn's house and played Monopoly Beast Wars. And we watched the old Donkey Kong cartoon. And that was PAX West 2024. The entire thing was surreal. I am so glad I went and steeled my courage to take that trip because it's probably the most fun weekend I've had in a while. I cannot wait for the next one and nothing is gonna stop me from attending. Maybe next year I can get one of those content creator badges. Ooh. Definitely want to try and go all 4 days next time. Whatever game they got at the FNAF setup, I will play it. Mark my words. But anyway, this has been Glamrock Dusky. Regular videos will resume soon. I have a fun one planned, and I will see you in a bit.